Hey everybody, Ken Newhouse here, and today I want to teach you how to sell more of your products and services using the greatest offer framework ever discovered. And that formula, that framework, is known as the Fascination Framework. The Fascination Framework is the thing that's going to make prospects come to you ready to become clients, or at the very least, they're going to come to you very, very interested in actually becoming your clients. So here's the thing that we know about selling expensive stuff, and this is certainly like a general rule. And this is especially important if you're a small business owner, a professional services provider, a consultant, a coach, maybe a few other types of job titles that could be in there. But certainly, let's go ahead and do general rule number one, which is for some of you, in fact, for many of you, your sales processes, some part or all of them may actually be occurring online with your prospects, but you're going to actually be closing your prospects on the telephone or maybe like on GoToMeeting or Skype. But more often than not, you're going to find yourself in some sort of live meeting environment where it's typically going to be like a one-on-one. But generally speaking, there's going to be a degree of human interaction that has to take place in order for you to close the sale. So in order to have that person become a client, usually as a result of price, we think about it, the higher price that we're charging for something, typically the more engagement you're going to actually have with a human, the more human interaction you're going to have with the prospect is actually going to be necessary. And so with that said, however, we need to very closely adhere to rule number two, which is you never, ever, 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 throw one more in there, ever, just to make it clear, want to talk to anyone in a sales environment unless they know what you do, unless they know how much you charge, and even more importantly, unless they meet your ideal client criteria. I cannot stress this enough. Everything else should simply be accomplished with automated systems that are leading them up to that point. So as I said before, you can do most, if not all, of the sales process, and sales certainly is not the same as closing, but you can handle the majority of that sales process online. But when it comes actually down to the point of you having to close them so they give you money and you can begin delivering a service or giving them your product, your high-end product, you're going to actually have to deal with them in a one-on-one environment. So you want to have automated systems that create prospects that certainly know who you are. They know what you're charging. They know specifically what it is that you do. And as a result, they have self-selected and filtered themselves out by demonstrating that they meet your ideal client criteria. Otherwise, you're going to continually be chasing maybes from your prospects, right? So if we accept the fact that your time is your most valuable asset and your time is the only asset that you have that can never, ever be replaced. So once you've accepted that, as I like to say, reality, it is reality, you're going to be able to get crystal clear on the fact that your time must be guarded more than anything else. As I just told someone on the phone earlier today, you can always make more money. Could be simple, could be difficult, but the fact is you can always make more money. You can never get more time. So you have to guard your time. And that leads us to rule number three, is that the purpose of the Fascination Framework is not to sell your products or services. It is merely to sell, and notice the quotes there, so we're not actually charging them money, but it is merely to sell the prospect on having a closing conversation with you, right? So what the Fascination Framework does is it attracts, prepares, and delivers prospects who are ready to have that conversation with you, fully aware of what you charge, what you do, and fully qualifying themselves as being your ideal clients. Okay, so that's what this thing does. So let's talk about the Fascination Framework for a minute in a little more detail. This is a very simple and straightforward method. And it's a very honest and respectful method, specifically when it comes to dealing with your prospects. So not only are you not going to be wasting your time, but you're not going to be wasting their time either. You're never going to have that awkward situation where you have to deal with a prospect that instantly starts to suffer from acute sticker shock. You know, they weren't really aware of how much you charge, and or they feigned not knowing, whatever the case may be. But you're never going to have to be in that situation where you have to, like spring the price on somebody or anything like that. This is a sales process that you could advertise. You might say something like, hey, here's how we get customers, and you could proudly proclaim it to the entire marketplace that you serve. Here's what my sales process is like. By doing that, you'd look pretty good. You'd look really cool because everything about this framework is genuinely helpful when it comes to your prospects. It's very upfront. There are certainly no shenanigans going on here, which is always nice. And as kind of a cool side benefit, it delivers to you highly qualified leads who are predisposed to do business with you. Now, I need to make this point. I need to clarify. A prospect is someone who they're like potentially considering doing business with you. A lead is quite different. A lead is someone who says, yep, I'm interested. Tell me more about what you got, right? So this is delivering those people, those leads directly to you. So Let me walk you through how it works, okay? There are about 7 phases in the Fascination Framework, and they're all vitally important to your success. So let's look at step number 1. Step number 1 occurs when you offer to help someone for free. All right, let's move to step number 2. And this occurs as you explain the benefits of your help, the benefits of what you're actually willing to do for them for free. So in step number 3, you want to explain why you're doing it, right? I mean, naturally, prospects are going to be wondering, why? They might be thinking, well, why would you be willing to help me for free? So they're going to have all sorts of reasons why they think you're actually willing to help them for free. And most of them, I got to tell you, are not good. They're going to actually paint you in some sort of a dark light because given the current environment in which we live, nobody trusts anybody anymore. So we're going to be straight up front with them. And we're going to tell them, here's why we're doing it. This is actually how I get clients. And by doing that, I think there's a pretty good chance. In fact, there's a 100% chance it's going to actually cause your prospects to be a little concerned. And they might be thinking, this guy's going to actually throw some sort of high pressure sales pitch on me or ever when he's supposed to be helping me for free. So our 4th step is to eliminate that fear. And that makes sense, right? Our 5th step, I'll get into these in quite a bit more detail here in just a bit. Our 5th step is then to create irresistibility and fascination. And by fascination, I simply mean curiosity. And we do that through extreme risk reversal and elimination of risk. So this is really the magic part of this offer. So moving on to the next part, we have what is called the takeaway. This is where you want to let them know, hey, I'm not willing to do this for everybody, all right? You have to meet my ideal client criteria in order for me to spend my time with you. Now, psychologically, when you're doing this, you're making yourself more magnetic, right? Anytime you start taking away something, in fact, anything from a prospect, their desire to have it is going to expand and become even greater. All right, let's move on to step number 7, which is where you actually qualify the prospects. And more specifically, you're going to actually make them qualify themselves to you prior to you agreeing to actually talk with them in person or on the telephone. This is really an incredible framework. So now I want to actually walk you through it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually give you 3 different examples of how to perform each of these different steps within this framework. Sound fair? All right, so in the first example, I'll give you in each one of these steps that I'm going to review with you, I'm just going to actually create something kind of on the fly for a fictitious service. I'll make it up. And then I'm actually going to give you examples of how I do it in my current business. And I'm going to give you 2 different examples of that. So one will be a video example, how we use video to do this, and the other will be how we use sales letter or the printed word examples. So as I just mentioned, when I say sales letters, I mean just printed. So it could be a PDF, could be on a web page, specifically non-video, printed word examples, right? So here we go. Step number 1. Step number 1 is the offer to help for free. So here's the fictitious example. So let's say I'm a consultant and I do professional services or consulting or whatever for, let's say, luxury realtors who want to get more listings, all right? And that's what most realtors certainly want. Well, what they really want is for someone just to come and hand them a whole bunch of money, right? But the closest thing they can get to that is to get some listings. So my offer for free help would be, would you like me to give you a plan to double your listings every month for free? Now, right there, we have 2 things. We're successfully making the offer, and number 2, we could easily have that as a headline for, say, like a sales letter that we send out, specifically to a qualified low-hanging fruit prospect, right? So very easy. It's a sentence. Let me give an example of how I do the same thing in a VSL, a video sales letter, making my irresistible fascination proposition for our professional services division. I would say something like, here's a specific example. I've set aside some time to personally design an advanced marketing campaign for you free. There it is. I'm making my free offer. I'm making that offer to help them for free. Go figure. Here's how I do the same thing in a PDF, right? This could be a PDF. This could be a web page. It really doesn't matter. It's just the printed word, right? So here we go. The headline is, would you like me to build you a custom marketing blueprint for free? Can you see how simple all 3 of these examples are? It's nothing more. It's a single sentence, oftentimes used as a headline. Okay, we could use this for an opening in an email. We could use it as an email subject line, right? Actually, your subject line could say something like, need help, ? And then maybe in the body copy of your email, it would say something like, would you like me to build you a custom marketing blueprint for free? Write me back if it sounds good. Now, by doing that, we would immediately be generating interest, right? There are countless ways to actually deploy this. Well, and we'll get into those a little more specifically in a future training where I cover campaigns and campaign structures. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about the benefits, which would be in step number 2. So step 2 is where you actually want to explain the benefits of the help that you're going to be giving them. right? It's not enough to say, hey, do you want some help with that? You actually have to sell this. Even though we're genuinely willing to help these people for nothing, for free, which is an incredibly generous offer to begin with, we still actually have to work very hard to sell our prospects on the idea. Now, why is that? Why is giving away your help, your valuable, professional, expert, free help, a bit of a challenge? Here's why. Because we live in a time in history when a lot of people are tired of getting screwed. So in response to this reality, people are naturally skeptical. This is normal. They're bombarded daily with tons of stuff. Their attention is being diverted continually. So here's how we're going to do it with the realtor example that I started with earlier. I would say something like, I'm happy to help you design a custom marketing plan for your territory, identify your perfect target market of prospective home sellers, and show you how to have them coming to you, asking you to sell their houses for them. This way, you'll be able to get more listings without having to talk to tire kickers or unrealistic people who simply want to waste your time, right? Boom. I'm explaining the benefits of that help. For the video, I can't really show you a screenshot. So in this case, I'm actually going to play a short excerpt from one of the videos where I do the same thing. Okay, so let me pull that up for you. Hold on just a second. All right, here we go. So I haven't actually started the video yet, but forgive me for the quality of this. This is actually a video of the video. So the words may be a little kind of blurry looking here, but that's all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just hit play for you. And this is that one little segment of the video. Would your business benefit from these dynamic campaigns that I've showed you? So if I could just press a button and you just had this, would your business benefit from it? Would that work well for you? Are you like, man, dude, that would be awesome? Well, if you answered yes, I want to make you a very generous offer, specifically because you were kind enough, albeit masochistic enough, to subject yourself to the first 1 hour and 10 minutes of this video that I've made for you here. So you've watched the video up to this point, right? And I appreciate your attention, and therefore I'm going to make this generous offer to you, and here it is. I'm willing to do a lot of work for you for free. Here goes. My office will review your entire business plan. My office will review your entire sales process, and then we'll actually discuss what your sales goals are and find out where you'd like to take your business, specifically what you want it to do, how you want your system to look, and then based on what you tell us, we'll give you a customized marketing plan and complete blueprint specifically, as I said before, for your business. And I'll do that using the exact methodology I showed you in the video today. So if you remember how I walked you through all those multiple campaigns, how they were all kind of like interlinked together and all that cool stuff, I'll build you a customized blueprint using the exact same methodology that I showed you today, but it will literally be specific just for your business, based particularly on exactly how you tell me that you want your business to work, right? And we're willing to do all this for you for free. So you're probably wondering, all right, Ken, this sounds awesome, but why in the world would you do that? You're certainly a nice guy. You're certainly a nice guy, but you're not that nice. Well, you're right. I am a nice guy, but I'm not that nice, right? So here's why I'm doing this for you. A certain percentage of the people that we do this for end up asking us to build out the entire customized system for them. So they see the blueprint and they say, you know what? If I had this in my business, it would be awesome, but I don't have the time to build it, and I certainly don't have the expertise to build this. Hey, Ken, I want you to build it for me. And if that's the case, we'd be delighted. So what we do then, assuming that you want us to build everything for you, well, after we did the blueprint, after we built the blueprint for you, we literally would install 8 different marketing campaigns right into your business for you. We build over 36 web pages and install them right into your business for you. We integrate everything into your CRM for you and make it all work together seamlessly for you, so you don't have to do any tech stuff whatsoever. Plus, once we've done that, we even give you weekly calls to help you with anything you need, and of course, to update you on cool new discoveries that we come up with. Now, of course, all of this is quote unquote if, after you get the blueprint, you decide that you want to become a client, and if we decide we think we could do a great job for you and accept you as a client. So if all those factors come together, then the cost is just 3 payments of $39.87. However, you might be wondering, you know what, man? This sounds kind of cool, but it does sound like it might be a sales pitch in disguise, Ken. And I want you to know right now, it is absolutely 110%. It is not. This is in no way a sales pitch in disguise. In fact, If at the end of our conversation, if you tell me that I've wasted even a second of your time, if you say, hey, listen, Ken, the blueprint that you've given me today, it's no good, and it was just like icky or whatever, I will immediately give you $200 as compensation. There's absolutely no strings attached. So if you say that was no good, you wasted my time, bam, I'm giving you the $200. So you really can't beat that. However, there is a catch. And the catch is this: we absolutely cannot help everyone. In fact, if I extended this offer to everyone who was watching this video, I'd be on the telephone literally probably for the rest of my life. So in order for us to do this for you, you've got to meet some strict but reasonable criteria. First, I need you to have a legitimate business, and that means that you can't have like a get-rich-quick type of setup. No pornography. That means no multi-level related items. That's not for me. That means nothing that can get us into trouble, right? You've got to be legit. Second, you actually have to have like a real business, right? So if you meet those criteria, then that's it. You're ready to go, and we'll build this entire blueprint for you for free. So if that sounds interesting to you, here's what to do next. I'm going to start by asking you for a real person deposit of $200. Now, don't worry, I don't want your $200. I'm not quote unquote in it for your $200. As a matter of fact, you can have it back as soon as we talk, or you can have it back under any other circumstances known to man. Or if I can't reach you to schedule the appointment, you can have it back. If you ask for it before we talk, obviously, you can have it back. You get the point. I don't care about your $200. I'm just using this deposit as a filter to keep out the time wasters, to kind of keep them at bay, right? Once you leave your refundable deposit, then you'll be taken to a brief questionnaire. It's nothing intrusive at all. Probably takes about 30 seconds literally to fill it out. And all this is doing is helping me prepare for our session together, so I can do a little research on your business and get some ideas for you before we meet, so we can actually hit the ground running, right? Now, after you do that, you fill out the questionnaire, you're going to hear from my director of operations. Her name is Lisa, or you're actually going to hear from my head of development. Her name is Emily. The purpose of their call or their email is to simply get you on the schedule for us to build this blueprint together, right? So after we talk, one of these three things are going to happen. The first possibility is that you absolutely love the blueprint that I build for you, and you decide that you want to build everything yourself, that you don't want us to do it. If that's the case, we're going to be thrilled that you're happy, and we'll wish you the best of luck. And of course, naturally, we are going to refund your deposit, right? The next possibility is that you love the free blueprint that we build for you, and then you say, you know what, I want you to build this dynamic marketing system for me, Ken. If that's the case, we'll get started immediately. We'll set up a time to meet with you in person, and we'll hit the ground running. Right. Last option. The third possibility has actually never happened, but in the extreme weird circumstance, if you said to us, hey, you know what, I don't like the blueprint, it was an utter waste of my time, it wasn't helpful at all, as I said, in the event that that actually happens, I will immediately give you double your deposit back right there on the spot. So clearly, you have absolutely nothing to lose by having us, at the very least, create this customized marketing plan and blueprint for you. And that's why you should click on the link below to get started literally right now. And as a side note, by the way, we're a very small company by design. And in fact, the last time I talked to my team, which was, I guess, a day or so ago, we only had 3 client openings available. That's why the only people who are actually going to see this offer right now are the ones who actually invested the time to watch the first hour and 10 minutes or so of this tutorial video. I figured I'd make this available to you guys first before I presented this offer to the rest of my database, and if that's even necessary. And certainly at this point, I doubt that's going to be necessary. So if the link below this video takes you to an application page, that means that we've got a spot available, right? Otherwise, what you'll see in lieu of that is a form that will be to put your name on a waiting list. So if you want us to create a customized marketing plan and blueprint for you for free, remember, click the link below to get started right away. And once again, okay, so now I've stopped the video, and it's now me talking with you again live. All right, I'll prove that to you right there. See, it's me live. So this is not the video. That's pretty simple, what I just showed you, wasn't it? I just talked about, hey, here's what I'm going to do for you. Here are the benefits that helps. Pretty simple. I just showed them the blueprints and stuff. By the way, this is a really cool process. Now, I'll bring up a letter for you. Let's see. I'll make this a little bigger here for you on the screen. Hang on. Where are we there? Now the font is so big I can't get my frame of reference here in the... All right, see here. Okay, so I've offered the help, and I'll begin reading it I'll begin reading it here. As you know, the holy grail of internet marketing is comprised of an advanced automated system that converts leads into sales predictably, consistently, and profitably. But for you and thousands of other small business owners, there's a problem. Actually, there are two. Here they are. Problem number one, these systems are incredibly difficult to design and build because of their complexity. Problem number two, you want a system like this, but you can't help from wondering, will it really work for your business? And if you're asking that question for yourself right now, it means you're smart. So let me tell you something that the majority of marketing folks don't want you to know. One-size-fits-all marketing solutions simply do not exist. Here's why your business really is different. Now, as you can see, I'm selling them. I'm deliberately selling the reader on the value of the custom blueprint, right? I'm explaining the benefits of me doing this custom blueprint for free. Where I say, listen, your business is different. There's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all funnel. So this needs to be tailored specifically to you. All right, here we go again. Your business serves its own unique market. It has its own unique marketing message, its own unique sales processes, and its own unique pricing structure. So any marketing expert that tells you, certainly without investing the time to study the nuances of your business and taking the time to really understand how it works, and they say something like, this system is going to work great, is simply trying to make the sale, or worse, they're blindly naive. And that's why we're going to first review every aspect, every nuance of your business, and then create a custom marketing blueprint for you for free. Okay, so that was my version of doing that in the letter, in the printed version of the Fascination Framework. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 sentences. That's all, right? Probably could have been a little more succinct in that as well. Okay, for the sake of brevity, I just want to end this portion of the Fascination Framework for you here in this video, and I'll actually pick up in the next video in step 3. Additional video, please visit our website at www.kennewhouse.com/fascination. You should see that on your screen right now, www.kennewhouse.com/fascination. See you there. Thanks. Bye.